Hey everyone, I'm Evangeline right here at eTrailer. Since every bike rack fits every car differently, today we're focusing in on how the Thule Verse fits on the 2022 Tesla Model Y. The Verse is an awesome bike rack from Thule. You have some really easy but also heavy duty functions to it. You can carry your heavy electric bikes. You have these ergonomic handles, making it easy to secure your bike. This just has improvements all around to make the process of carrying your bikes to different shapes and sizes so much easier. Now focusing on the Tesla though, we have some good features or combinations here too. For example, if you needed access into the hatch of your car, you can just bring this down. Like I'm holding my phone with one hand and I'm lowering the bike rack with the other, and now we can open up this trunk. So if you're the type of person that likes to, let's say, switch out your shoes before and after the ride, or maybe you have your helmets or your waters in here, no big deal. You can get access in there without having to take the bikes off. Now, bringing this hatch back down, all you need to do is lift up on the rack, snaps into place right there, and you are ready to go. So how is the bike mounted? Well, you can carry up to 2 bikes on this, 60 pounds each. You have your front mount and then your rear mount. One of my favorite small features here is definitely that rear strap, because it has a ratcheting lever to really get a tight fit on your rear wheel. So not super necessary to the whole process, and kind of nice to have. Now with that strap removed, you then just go over to the front hook and hold onto the bike with one hand. You're then going to press this lever, lift up, bring out, and now you can grab your bike and go. With how it sits on our Tesla's hitch, it is kind of high up, and I'll show you some measurements later. So imagine if you had a 60-pound bike. This process right here might be a little tricky. So if that's the case for you, you can always check out the add-on ramp you can find here at eTrailer, where you can then just ramp your bike down rather than having to lift up and over. So just some add-ons you can add to the bike as needed. Now what works together on this rack to help with those different bike sizes is definitely those adjustable wheel chocks. They look like they're firmly in place, but in all actuality, you can actually adjust the distance apart from each other, which also helps with carrying up to 2 bikes. So in the front wheel, there's a little lever in the back, and this means you can then move this back and forward depending on your wheel size. So just even more things like that that really help for the overall function of this rack. When you have this bike rack on your car, it is going to add some length to the back of it. So I promised you some measurements. We'll start with the length this adds. From the bumper to the end of the bike rack, this sits at 36.5 inches. Something to be mindful of if you have to park inside a small garage, or maybe you're out in the city, you will have to get used to having some bikes. What I like to do is I like to back up to curb sometimes, and that way this isn't sitting out over into the parking lot. The next one is going to be ground clearance. So ground clearance is important if you go up potholes, speed bumps, things like that. Now your hitch does seem like it sits a little closer to the ground, and it also depends on which hitch you have on your Model Y. Today we have the Eco Hitch installed here at eTrailer. Bottom of the shank to the ground is 14 inches in this position. And compare that to the end of the bike rack to the ground, and that's going to be about 24 inches. So decent shank rise, and how high you have to lift your bike up is going to be about 25 inches. So I'm not worried about ground clearance for potholes, speed bumps, things like that, because of how this gives you some extra height. And if you were worried about the extra length added to the back, well, you just move this up when the bikes aren't on there, and now you're in that compact position. So when you're driving around town and you don't not planning on going for a bike ride just yet, you'll have it in this position. The length this will add right here will be about 13 inches. And just look at how it fits behind our car. Full visibility of a rear window. Now you have slightly covering the lights on the passengers, full visibility on the drivers. It does kind of cover the license plate. If you're super concerned about that, you can check out the tail light kit, which plugs into four-way wiring for your Model Y. And then you can also attach the license plate if that's the case. And that will work no matter what position your bike rack is in. But on its own, without any add-ons, still looks really good behind your vehicle. So if you were looking for a bike rack for your Tesla Model Y and you wanted to see how this one fits, well, I can say it's a really good fit overall, good clearances, and good weight capacity for different types of bikes. What really makes the Thule Verse stand out, though, is definitely the different add-ons you can get for it once you've decided which direction you want to go with your cycling journey. But today, this was a look at the Thule Verse 2 bike rack, and you saw it on the 2022 Tesla Model Y.